Maybe. There we go. Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. Happy St. Patrick's or St. Patty's Day to you. It's March 17th. I'm super excited. We all have green on, and we are live today. We're live with the one and only indomitable, my friend, Marcy Smiley Theobald. She's here. She's going to tell us all why she's wearing those ears. We're going to talk about real estate. We're going to get a little history from Marcy. She's going to share some updates. And I'm just happy to be here with you, Marcy. Welcome. How you doing today?
It's great to be here, Ted. Thank you so much. Life is beautiful, as you see in the state of Florida. The sun's shining, the weather's great. It's spring break. It's St. Patty's Day. What more could we ask for?
That's right. And we both wore our green.
Yep.
So we have the green going on. And I always like to dress up for St. Patrick's Day. I feel like it's easy and it's usually a fun holiday where people have a good time, maybe too much of a good time. But let's get to you. So the audience loves to know a little bit about you. And I know you've been on the show before, but a lot of times we've had to share the spotlight with other people on the show. So let's find out the 411 on you. Give us a little background on Marcy Smiley Theobald.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. President of Rotary of Kissimmee. So that keeps me quite busy every week. And in case people don't know, Rotary is about giving back to your community, to the whole state, anywhere that is in need. Rotary is a great program to be involved in. Also, as you know, I do a lot of poker tournaments. In fact, this Saturday, I have another one going for a nonprofit, the Veterans, which I wholeheart do all this just out of the love of my heart, because I always try to help people in need. So if you need a house or you need rental, it's the same thing. Our job never stops.
Our job does not.
I just wanted to share too about my toolbox. I have a toolbox.
Tell us about your toolbox, Marcy. This should be good. Let's do it.
Everybody has a toolbox of knowledge. It's just what size is it and what, I guess how you think about it. Mine happens to be a very large metal toolbox of knowledge. And you're wondering why I'm wearing these lovely little...
You know what? We all want to know why you have on the Disney.
Oh, yeah. And wait, and I graduated.
Oh, you graduated. Congratulations.
Knowledge never stops. I am now a Disney agent of excellence. And what that means is that there's a Facebook of all agents all over the world of Disney. And we all, it's like everything else. We share knowledge. We give each other prompts. We give referrals. Not only that, through the class of 6 weeks, it was nonstop. But they still don't stop there. I mean, we have so much knowledge and education with real estate that this takes it to another level.
What made you decide you wanted to be part of, and we'll get back to her history, y'all, I promise. What made you decide to be part of the Disney program of excellence? You just jumped right into Rotary, so I'm like,
I did. I'm so
let her go.
I'm all over. Well, I'm always wanting to educate more, and I'm a hands-on type person. So if I'm reading, they gave us some great books, but this was live. It was Zoom, and you could really get involved in it. And I love Disney. So it happens to be the little sprinkle on top that we add a little extra pixie dust to our clients, to the sale of a home. It's just being extra kind. It is. It's all about love.
Well, of course, and anything with Disney, is a great thing. And if you can get a network of real estate professionals in there, what a different level. But before we go further and learn more about the real estate market and kind of what you're up to, tell us about Marcy, because I don't think you were born and became Rotary president. You had a whole journey in between there. Tell us a little bit about it. Well, we want to at least know how you got into real estate. How'd you make the transition there?
Let me start here. And I don't think a lot of people know this, but I live in Dayton, Ohio. I love musicals. I love to sing. And I was in musicals my junior, senior year, and of course a cheerleader. Can you go figure? Rah, rah, ree.
No doubt in my mind, Miss Marcy.
Then I came to Florida because of the sunshine. There's nothing better than this. And from there, I have a lot of knowledge in food and beverage. I even worked for Disney for 10 years. And I worked for General Mills also for 16. I was a flight attendant for a year. I sang for Patsy Cline. And I've just had an interesting life. I have 3 beautiful children. I have a stepdaughter, Gina. And of course, my children, 2 boys, Chris and Ryan, and my daughter, Brittany, are all married. I have 10 grandchildren.
10.
I'm 63, so I don't think I'm doing too bad in today's world.
You're doing fantastic.
I'm still here.
Why real estate, though? Like, what was attractive to you since you have such a wide range of a background?
I know a lot of people. And I had a cleaning company for 23 years, and it becomes very physical with everything else. And I thought, what else can I do to help people? And what do I love? So my husband is also a broker, Carl Theobald, and he's also construction. So he said, why don't you get into real estate? I said, real estate? I know nothing about it. He said, well, let's take the class. So I took the class. And then from there, it's history. I haven't stopped. I think it's been 9 years, and it's been ongoing, fast pace, and I love it. The adrenaline just gets larger and larger as the business comes in. But that's
what do you think? How do you feel like the market is now? I'd love to ask this question of realtors because everybody's got a different answer. We talked before we went live about how there's a lot of people out there, Chicken Little, the sky is falling. Why don't you tell them your perspective on that?
My perspective is everybody you've taken a deep breath. Now let's run. If you want to put your house on the market, let's sit down and talk and see where the prices are and see if you're happy with that. I mean, when it comes down to the bottom line, everybody, no matter what you do, people are going to criticize you, right? But if they don't do the job, they don't understand it. Everybody wants to get it for cheaper, but what do they get for cheaper? They don't sell their house. So in today's market, get a professional realtor that has been in the market, that is there to help you, has a team behind her. I have a great team here at Iron Valley. And so it's just one big ball. We're one big happy ball here. And real estate, I'm not going to stop. That's all there is to it. No matter how slow it may get, I'm going to be walking those pavements. I've got my history down, and we're here to do the job.
Amen to that. Tell me about Iron Valley. Your daughter-in-law. Tell us a little bit about the history there, because you were with Berkshire, right?
Yeah, I was with Berkshire Hathaway.
But you moved over to Iron Valley. Tell us a little bit about the history there.
I love and admire my daughter-in-law very much, Tiffany.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I guess if I started real estate at her age, I would have loved it too, even more, because her brains absorb better. But Tiffany is a brilliant broker, and she's so knowledgeable. I'm very proud to say she's my daughter-in-law and married to my son. They make a great team. So when she opened up, there's no doubt. I'm like, hey, I'm going over here. And it's, they're here to help. And that's what it's all about. I mean, and I respect them a lot.
I think they're amazing. I think both Tiffany's, all the realtors that I've talked to and met there are just, it's
we got Tiffany LaTanya, Tiffany Chapman. They're both.
The 2 Tiffany's is how I call them.
You know what? They are so perfect for each other.
They are.
They merge as one solid ball.
They absolutely.
They do.
Absolutely do.
What one don't have, the other one has. It's like a ping pong. It's great.
Tell us more about Rotary, because I have been honored to be a guest at your Rotary. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that. You talked about it, but service, I think people have a misconception about Rotary. And then tell us why it's important to you, because it's a commitment. It's work. It's a time commitment. So share with us why you have a love and a passion for Rotary.
I love it, and I have a passion for it because it was Rotary that cured polio. I don't know if a lot of people know that. And then we have, there's so many sponsors that, like Apple, that gives 3 to 1 of any fundraisers we do, because they know all the money is going out to the countries, to our country, our United States, to our people. Rotary does they do so much, like Faith Harvest out there. They're giving out food. I can't keep up with it sometimes. There's so much every weekend that they're giving back to people in our own area. And I don't think people understand what Rotary is. We meet every week, some meet every 2 weeks. And I feel like it's another part of my family. I have a huge family, but if I needed anything, I could call them and they would be there. Rotary is something to be very proud of. I know for years when I was president even of the chamber in St. Cloud, and now I'm chamber in Kissimmee with Small Business Council, it was like, get in Rotary, get in Rotary. I didn't understand. I thought it was just another way to meet people and to share your business. But we really don't share our business there. We share what we're doing in the community.
Yes. I loved the energy when I was there. Rotarians are just very selfless kind of people that want to give back to the community. And being a Rotarian is actually a really big deal. So I'm saying kudos to you. How about Women's Council? Let's talk about that because you're involved in a lot of things and you are past president 2022 of Women's Council. Tell people a little bit about Women's Council of Realtors.
Women's Council, that's another one I would like to share a lot on. Women's Council is a group of women that get together, that also network, that also share knowledge, that also give back to the community. Whether it's a golf tournament or it's a poker tournament, we have nonprofits that we help in Women's Council of Realtors. And it can be men. Did you know that? We have men presidents.
I'm a member, so yes, I know.
Yes. So it's been a great year. I'm glad that we have a new president there now, and I'm still involved. They have things every Thursday. It seems like of the month. So it's Women's Council of Realtors is an ongoing thing, and you need to be a part of it if you're a realtor, right?
I agree. I totally agree, and a strategic partner, which is what I am. So let's get more personal with Marcy. What's the long range? What's the 5-year plan for you? Like, you have done this for a while. Do you see yourself being a realtor forever and traveling like you do, and just up until God calls you home, or what's your plan there?
Ted, I'm going to be here for the long haul. I can retire, but I'm not ready to stop traveling. So, and giving back to the community and giving back to my children and grandchildren that I love to spend time with. So no, I'm going to stay a realtor. Yeah.
It's flexibility.
God calls you home. Huh?
That's right. So God calls you home. Tell us about the travel before we wrap up, because you do travel a lot and you love it. And I've seen it where you've been traveling alone.
Yes.
To Egypt, wasn't it? Or somewhere in the,
oh gosh,
that's a big deal.
I went to Africa 3 years ago. After probably longer than that, 5 years, because it was right after my brother had died at 50 of a stroke. And I said, life's too short. And my husband didn't want to go. So there was a group that was going that I knew. And so I said, I'm coming. And it was the most scariest thing, changing flights, being in different countries, trying to catch your flight. But I did it. I don't let a whole lot stop me. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm going to keep going until I get it right, or until I get there. And then I just went to Egypt, which was phenomenal. In case anybody wants to know, you can go to Egypt certain times of the year. Now, our trip was phenomenal. Now, I'm not saying we didn't pay extra for the hot air balloon over the Valley of the Kings, but it was roughly $3,000, and you can pay on that. And it didn't include air, flying there and flying back. But I would highly recommend it. I would love to go again if I have time in my timeline, to go into the tombs and everything and ride the camel again.
Right.
I have such a huge bucket that is almost filled. Then I am so blessed. I am.
I love it. I love that you travel. All right. Before we wrap up, I always like to ask this question because I love to hear the answer. So I'm going to throw it at you. When I say the word hero, Marcy, who's the first person who comes to mind?
How much time do I have? Gosh, I'd have to say God.
Tell me why.
Because without God in my heart and soul, I wouldn't have the outlook of life that I have. It hasn't been an easy life. I've worked a lot of jobs to raise my kids and to put my daughter through college a lot alone. And it was God that brought me through it. And it's God that's made me where I am today. It really is. And then my family, it would have to be a whole.
Well, you should ask Tiffany that. I asked her and Tiffany that question. Your daughter-in-law said God, and the other Tiffany said her husband, and apparently your son wasn't real happy with that answer.
Well, my husband is part of my family.
I love it. I love
But
it.
I'm looking high.
I know your husband. I mean, your son was just kidding with her, but I thought that was funny. Thank you for sharing, Marcy. What's the best way for them to find you, get in touch with you, learn more about you?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. 407-908-4042. No. Call here at Iron Valley. I mean, you can always get in touch with me.
Wonderful. All right, you're amazing. Thank you so much. The one
Ted,
and only
God bless
Marcy.
you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Y'all reach out to Marcy. She knows the market. She's got those Disney ears on. She's amazing. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Everybody have a happy St. Patty's Day. Bye.
Bye, love.